Welcome to the very first episode of the Women in Successful Entrepreneurship Podcast, or WISE for short. I'm Christine Morrow, a founding member and secretary of WISE, and I am so excited to kick off this journey with you. If you're new to us, WISE is a community of women entrepreneurs here in DFW area who are passionate about growing our businesses, supporting one another, and creating meaningful connections. Our mission is to empower women to step confidently into entrepreneurship, share resources and wisdom, and celebrate success together. For today's inaugural episode, I have the privilege of sitting down with two incredible leaders of WISE, our president, Diana Smith, and our Vice President, Nicole Serralta. We'll be talking about how WISE came to be, what our mission really means in action, and what's ahead for the future of this community. So, Diana and Nicole, can you share a little bit about yourselves and your own entrepreneurial journeys?
Myself is I've lived in Roanoke for quite some time. Entrepreneurial experience started out in the insurance industry, uh, like many others, but it kind of morphed into with this group and some of my other friends, social media, digital marketing, getting the word out, which is a lot of what Wise does. We are doing great things with this organization, lifting people up, and I'm proud to be part of the community and the president of WISE.
And so my name is Nicole Serralta. I am a serial entrepreneur.
Sure.
I am the CEO of Certified Tech Solutions, and I am also the president of Regional Business Alliances, which is another networking group that really is an amazing organization that combines technology with networking and online opportunities. And I am vice president, you said, along with many other things. But those are my three main things. I have been in the tech sector for about 30 years now. 4 years ago next week, I decided when my only child left for college that I was going to start my own business. Time to do it for myself because basically I had nothing else to be doing when the only child leaves the nest, and he went to school pretty far away. And so I was like, I need a distraction. And yeah, that was 4 years ago. But I help businesses, franchises with not only technology education, but also services, and alternative form of networking, which, is kind of like now my sweet spot. I love networking and getting to know people. And so it's not just about me, it's about everybody else in the business as well.
So, how did WISE get started? What was the spark that brought this group to life?
So you want me to start? I'll take a little more.
Whose idea was it first?
Well, so it was there was a group of us. We were known as the who had very small businesses. We were all on the chamber, and we would go to all the things together. And so everybody saw us together and said, "Oh yeah, that's the Fab Four." We went to an event with the chamber that we walked out and we're like, "Yeah, that's interesting, but doesn't pertain to us and our kind of business." And so that started a conversation between the four of us that literally turned into this.
Yeah, for months we discussed the things that we liked about what we were doing and the things that we didn't particularly like. And we thought if we could come up with a group of women business owners and have some kind of guidelines as far as how we wanted to run it and who we wanted to be in it, that we could really make an impact in the community. Several months went by and several names, and we came upon WISE, and we did not know how to run a networking group, but we jumped in and started this. We've learned a lot along the way. We've expanded a lot, and we're
Yeah.
still learning always. We have fantastic ladies, and I'm just really proud of this group. We knew that we wanted it to be judgment free. And the great thing about it is that we were all so very different. And we knew that if we could get along with all of our different backgrounds, that most certainly we could get a group of ladies to come together,
Help support each other.
Yeah.
But in addition to just the networking aspect, we also felt that we really needed to, become friends. And that was one of the main differences that, a lot of groups are, well, here's my card. And, you talk to somebody and you see them at all the different events, but do you really truly get to know them? And so as we were making our discussions of what do we want to do? What don't we want to do? That was another really big one, because the fact is that people do business with those that they know, like, and trust. And when you are actually part of an exclusive group, which, we are an invitation only group, we want people of the highest integrity. We are specifically for business owners. So, not the same thing as someone working for someone else. They don't understand the day in and day out of the things that we have to do, and to also become friends. And that's
Yeah.
exactly what
Yeah,
we've done,
relationships.
and build those relationships. So one-on-ones are to an existing group, but they are treated as if they had been here all the way through.
Well, you actually touched on what I was going to ask next. So I think we can expand a little further. What makes WISE unique compared to other networking groups out there? So you mentioned women entrepreneurs, business specific.
The relationships. We're getting to know one another. We are friends and business owners. It's very easy to recommend a friend that you know and trust, and that you can refer people to.
Without a doubt.
And WISE is also a nonprofit.
Yes, we are.
You want to expand on that?
Yeah, so that was something that was important to me in the beginning. I wanted to make sure I've seen every type of networking out there. We were all very heavily involved in all sorts of things. And when we made the decision to actually start WISE, I was like, guys, we're really good. We're doing something different. And so I thought it was really important to get that C3 status to set us up as an official organization within the state of Texas. So we're doing things by the book. This is not just a, social club or group. This is, we really truly wanted this to be business oriented. And that was why we decided to do that, which then allowed us to do some other things within WISE, including our scholarship program.
We are governed by bylaws that we recently updated, because when we first started out, we
had no idea.
Yeah.
Literally,
We have
had no
grown,
clue.
and they needed some adjusting, and so we are governed by those.
And we have a board of directors.
We do. You're going to get to meet them on the second, or a few of them on the second podcast. We're excited about the podcast because not only are you going to meet the leadership in WISE, but you're also going to get to meet all of our ladies. That is one thing that I think really is going to stand us apart from a lot of people. I'm very much into professional development, and so this idea came from all of these classes that I'm taking. Continuing ed is really important in my field, let alone. And so I'm bringing that into the mix here. So, viewers are going to have that opportunity to get to know all of our ladies. And then eventually, you'll be able to, meet some of the ladies that can collaborate together, give business advice, tell stories. It's gonna be really amazing. I'm totally looking forward to all of them.
You've seen women supporting each other in this group in ways that have been especially impactful.
Okay, I'll give
Is
you
that a tough question?
No, actually, you want to know why it might be considered tough, is because there's so many really good examples of things that we've done. We have seen the highs and the lows within this group. We have seen women whose husbands have had serious medical, diagnoses and issues.
And we did a meal train.
We do meal trains. Diana is the Sunshine Committee. She does the cards for anything and everything.
The queen of the good card.
Yeah, she is, for no reason. And several committees, Sunshine being really important. I remember when we talked about it, what's a Sunshine Committee? Well, my education background, the schools had the Sunshine Committee to try to brighten spirits and days. And so, yes, those little things make a huge impact. Let somebody know that they're part of a community, that this is not just about, this is not just about us doing business, that we are here through the good, bad, and ugly, and we are here to support 100% through everything. I would say is probably very, very different. I don't know any networking group that does
No,
that.
and we've created this safe space for ladies to feel confident to share if
Yeah.
it's not necessarily a big win this week.
Yeah.
We've had meetings that people needed to share and maybe needed to cry,
Mhm.
and that's the way that meeting went, and that's the way we wanted it.
Yeah.
We're very passionate about supporting these ladies in every way.
Yeah.
Life isn't always great.
That is
So
true.
support each other and highs and lows.
Yeah,
Cheer
100%.
the wins and
Mm-hmm.
offer to lift each other up.
Exactly. Absolutely. It makes a difference. We all know that. It really does. We've all been on that, that other side where you're like, I really needed that today.
Yeah.
So
What opportunities does WISE provide for members to grow, not just in business, but personally as well?
So we every meeting we only meet once a month, but every meeting we try to have a speaker who gives us, whether it's a wise member or somebody who can give us some practical advice and knowledge. So we definitely have that. We have some upcoming things that will be happening as well. Once again, I'm really into that professional development side of things. And so having different types of events that are collaborative. Some of them are that we've done in the past that we will continue to do in the future, hopefully a little bit more than we've done recently because life gets busy.
And talking to the ladies about what they need specifically. When we get together and talk like that, you get ideas from all of these fantastic women that things you may not have thought of. Well, okay, have you tried this? And it's
Yeah.
a fantastic way to learn and grow,
Yep.
expanding the business.
I have to say, I really like the way that we do one-on-one,
Yes.
which is different than other groups.
Mhm.
Do one of y'all want to speak on that?
Well, they're required. We decided if we wanted these people to know one another, that they should know one another. So we have a card system that we do at the beginning of each meeting, and you draw a card and somebody draws you. And then within that month, you have 2 one-on-ones to get to know these ladies. And I have to say that it is so successful that these ladies do it even without drawing the cards. They get together and do one-on-ones because it's about relationships. It's about supporting and knowing and loving each other.
Absolutely. You never understand until you actually sit down with somebody, whether it's go to an event, that you may have something that's in common
Yeah.
with that person, or maybe they have something that they can share with you that is the difference maker when it's coming to a project that you're working on, or a way to collaborate. And so that's
haven't
another.
Done that with any other group.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
have to say that I have never not one time come away from a one-on-one thing in common with her because I always learn something and I always have something in common. I very much look forward to those.
Without a doubt. Yeah. And as we grow, today we actually had 6 new members, which, because we want to keep our group, special, we actually have informational sessions of people who are on our radar to ensure that they're actually a good fit. And so many times it's, Diana and I, sometimes it's, Diana and someone else, or we just recently, Kim joined me for her first interview with a new member recently. Kim is on our board. And so, yeah, it's, just kind of these little informational sessions that they get to know our history and who we are and what we're about. And that's also really different about what, have you ever been to a networking group where they say, well, you need to be invited or otherwise you're not? It's like, we want people that are like-minded, that, understand, what we're trying to accomplish and they can contribute.
Well, and understand who we are, what we're about, because like you guys said, it is quite different than other networking groups out there. Most people, I would think, have never experienced anything like this. I haven't.
No, yeah.
So where do you see WISE heading in the next year or two?
So
Growing.
Well, of course, we are always looking for, different types of business owners. One of our big things this year, so we've done the scholarship program for the last 2 years, and we're looking forward to stepping it up and bringing our
Oh,
scholarship
yeah.
program, to even higher heights, So we've talked about different styles of applications. We are looking to do a really high end fundraiser this year for our third year. We're always looking for ideas and ways to raise money for the scholarship program, but we would love to offer more than one scholarship. So we've got big plans for this year with some possible prospects. So you'll just have to keep tuning in to find out what it is
Yes,
that we
yes.
decide.
Our fundraising goes year round. We have QR codes on the website. If you are interested in donating to that, it's a fantastic cause to further support a young lady entrepreneur.
Absolutely. And there's lots of them out there. We've
Yeah.
focused recently on just in the DFW area to seniors in high school. However, we've had feedback where, college students said,
Yes.
hey, I can really, I would love to be able to apply for something. So in order to do that, we've got to step up our fundraising this year, which is very exciting. This year, we actually had a phenomenal donation. One of our members nominated us for a scholarship. It was huge.
It was huge.
It
Yeah.
was huge. I mean,
That was
it
amazing.
was, really, and so that is something that will continue on. And we are so, so grateful, for that opportunity to help us continue that program.
So, for the women listening who are curious about us, about joining, how can they get involved? What would you say to them, and how can they connect with us and be part of our community?
So, like Diana said earlier, the website is wisewomendfw.com. There you'll find a little bit about our mission, our vision, all of the things that we have going on. Obviously, the podcast is our newest way of reaching out to much larger spaces and areas. But we would love to hear from you. If you're running a business, even if you're not in our local area, we would love to hear from, women who are doing what we're doing. We're solopreneurs who are, working really hard to get our names out there. And so we want to hear your stories. We want to hear, about you, and we want you to learn a little bit about us and what we're doing.
Absolutely. We'd love for you to check out the website, contact one of our members. We'd love to talk to you and get you more involved.
Well, thank you so much, Diana and Nicole, for sharing your stories and giving us a deeper look into WISE. I know our listeners are walking away with a better understanding of who we are, what we stand for, and the vision we have for empowering women entrepreneurs here in DFW. If you're listening and want to learn more about becoming a part of this community, like we said, visit wisewomendfw.com or connect with us on social media. We'd love to teach you, let you know more about us. We're always looking for high quality new members, right?
Absolutely.
This has been our very first episode of the Women in Successful Entrepreneurship Podcast, and I couldn't be more excited about the conversations to come. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss what's next.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I'm Christine Morrow, and on behalf of WISE, thank you for listening. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
So you can edit this. I'm not happy with the beginning part of
Oh,